lock, and we just copied that parameter and put it on the blockchain.
So a different definition of certificate of deposit. That's what I understand. Now, on this locking, my understanding is for people to earn their currently advertised about 40% yield, they have to stake. And these stakes come with lockup periods, which I believe you need to, maybe you can clarify this, unstake or unlock at a specific time. If you unlock too early, you lose half. If you unlock too late, you lose half. Could you explain this a little bit?
Sure.
What does somebody have to follow exactly to get their 40%?
You don't have to do any of that. The vast majority of your USD ROI comes from the appreciation of the coin. The extra 40% year average, 38% currently, it's just icing on the cake. So instead of making 1,000,000% returns, having bought on January 5th of last year and sold 3 months ago, you could have made 2,000,000% returns, but you'd have an end stake period sometime in the future. So you don't have to end stake at all. You don't have to do any of that. The vast majority of your gains just come from holding the coin.
Because
sure.
Call the like, I'm a real estate guy. In real estate, people tell me appreciation is speculative. I want to know about the cash flow.
Sure.
What do I got to do to get that 40%?
You can lock up between a day and 15 years, which is 5,555 days, roughly. And you choose your term. If you choose shorter terms, then you're going to pay more to gas fees. If you choose longer terms, you get 20% more shares every extra year you lock, up to that 15-year maximum. The issue is, if you, at a bank, withdraw your money early, you're penalized. In this system, if you withdraw your money, you're penalized. Where does your money go? Well, it rewards the people that did what they said they're going to do. I called it the truth engine. And so we have one of the most compelling things in this currency is it monetizes the time value of money. It monetizes delayed gratification, which is the only long-term thing that works in investing or personal development. It has less negative externalities. I think I already mentioned that one. And it has a chart of future market supply. You don't know when Satoshi can dump on your head. You don't know when Mt. Gox can dump their 140,000 Bitcoin on your head. But in HEX, you know when people can dump on your head because they have a chart of releasing end stakes. And then when you create a stake, you can hit your end stake in a notch where no one else is end staking, reducing the volatility because there could be less sale pressure at that point. It's a very innovative feature. Furthermore, I think it's Nobel Prize worthy in that there is no financial instrument I'm aware of in the entire world that has caused people to lock up their funds for 8 years on average, period. If you get a house, you can sell it. If you get a T-bill, you can sell it. If you get a bond, you can sell it. If you lock up your HEX for 15 years, you can't get out your principal for 7.5. If you remove it before then, you'll get hit in your principal. If you go serve half, you'll just lose your interest, but you'll get principal back. It's very fair. Your penalty is directly proportionate to how much you lied about how long you would stake. And then if you don't end your stake on time, you have a 2-week grace period. Anyone in the world can call the good accounting function to stop you from being penalized if you're hospitalized or if you're in jail, or if you might want to defer income and not have a taxable event. Look, not an accountant, not a lawyer. Get your own financial advice. But if you don't mint your coins, you don't take dominion and control of them, they just are sitting there locked, and you run good accounting, you might be able to avoid a taxable event if you wanted to. But if you don't, if no one runs good accounting and you don't end your stake and it's been 2 weeks, then you start burning at 1% per week until there's nothing left after 100 weeks.
So a couple questions out of this. Isn't it possible that you could dump shares like Satoshi?
Yeah, anybody. Look, the reason the HEX price has dumped 75% 6 times is because it's very easy for anyone to nuke the price. And it's also very easy for anyone to cause the price to go up, because what is the trading volume and order book thickness for a Monet painting? Nothing. But their value skyrockets. Why? Because value is supply and demand. So if you want the world's highest performing asset, you must remove liquidity on the ask side, or you'll never get that type of appreciation. The reason that Bitcoin has done so pitifully, by the way, I called the top on the day, and that top call was good for 8.5 months now, and only out of profit one single day by about 6%. Even less than 6%, actually. And I do that for free. I give away that knowledge for free. I did the same thing last cycle. I think it was, yeah. I think that...
Yeah, that's funny. I had a call in January as well, April. That's funny. It was a CPI day.
Coinbase launch. Easy buy the rumor, sell the news event, amongst other things.
There you go. So this is interesting because, see, according to which I think y'all, and maybe you could speak to this a little bit too. According to Coin Market Cap, you've got a $50 billion market cap, which I think you have a different definition. But Solana has about a $55 billion market cap. The 24-hour volume on your coin HEX is $29 million.
Yep.
The 24-hour volume on Solana is 100 times that at $2.8 billion.
Yep.
Are you suggesting that this lack of daily trading volume is actually good for appreciation?
Oh, yeah. Volume is how you measure how much the users are being victimized. See, you, as a speculator, you don't make money on volume. You lose money on volume. Volume enriches two parties. Exchanges that want to see you causing volume to get hit with fees, and market makers that want to see you causing volume to pay bid-ask spreads and fees.
But hold on.
Speculators don't make money on volume at all.
My understanding, and maybe, and this is where I just want you to fill in for the audience, is that if I have higher volume, I have tighter spreads because the order book is larger. If I want to sell a HEX and there's a lack of volume, then how can I actually get HEX out? What you're suggesting is
that's not how that works.
Hey, if you want to take it out, you get punished essentially, so you're incentivized to keep it in. Is that kind of the reverse psychology you're suggesting?
Well, no, people just conflate all these things. So they conflate mistakenly that volume is related to order book thickness. Order book thickness is how good order execution you get. It's how much slippage you have to pay. And so if you go to matcha.xyz or 1inch.io and you say, I want to sell $1 million of HEX right now, let's go do that real quick. 1inch.io. Launch
So
DApp.
I've never heard of this exchange. What
Oh,
is
sure.
that?
So the majority of liquidity for Ethereum, the largest, thickest order books in the world, are online, on-chain. They're no longer in centralized exchanges, which is beautiful because this means that you can see who's buying, who's selling, what else they own, when they might have stakes ending, what they usually do when their stakes end. It's beautiful and open and transparent, the most transparent trading in the world. When you go on a centralized exchange, you don't know who you're bidding against. You don't know if it's the exchange or in-house market-making team. You don't know whether they're spoofed bids that'll get pulled to see who's trying to get order execution. It's trash. Centralized exchanges are garbage. They make you beg for your own money. They get hacked all the time. Billions of dollars have been lost to centralized exchanges. So the majority of HEX trading is online, which is, by the way, why the volume number is so low. Because when these other coins list on centralized exchanges, you know what they do? They get fee-free trading accounts. And you know what they do with their fee-free trading accounts? They put tons of bids and asks in between the spread, and they do tons of volume, but the price never actually moves. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I sense your frustration with the market makers. I'm not sure I agree with order book. With volume.
Well, no, I'm going to give you the math right now. I'm going to give you the math right now. Okay, if you want to sell $1 million of HEX right now,
1inch, right? 1inch.io.
Well, this is
your example, right?
Well, this is just an order aggregator. So there's liquidity pools in Uniswap and SushiSwap. They're at about a 60 and 30% ratio, maybe another 10% in Bancor and Balancer. And what you do is you spread your order automatically using these aggregators like Matcha.xyz or 1inch.io, which I have nothing to do with, and it spreads your order across all the liquidity to get you a better price. Because otherwise, you're going to push up the price on one order book, and then an ARB bot is going to come and sell down your high price, buy up the low price. You're just making ARB bots rich. So aggregators stop ARB bots from getting rich, and they give you more money because it makes you the ARB bot. So right now, if you were to sell $1.5 million of HEX, you'd get 3% slippage. If you were to sell $1 million of HEX, you'd get 2.65% slippage. Do you need to sell more than $1 million of HEX in a single market order instead of using a limit order and being the liquidity yourself and earning that fee yourself?